Agriculture is the backbone of Kenya's economy. The so-called hustlers, especially in the rural areas, they depend on small-scale and large-scale agriculture. When you give them fake or substandard fertilizer, you are killing their crop production, and in the long run, you are killing their soil. So the soil will be less productive, will not produce crops. I want us to listen to an elder from Kalenjin Rift Valley talking about the fake fertilizer issue and how it has affected farmers in the Kalenjin Rift Valley. Listen to this before we continue.
Ningependa niseme ya kwamba tangu hii kitu ianze ni kwamba wakulima kule reserve chai yao haijamea. Kuna watu walithibitisha kule reserve ya kwamba ile mbolea ambayo ilimepelekewa wakulima ni mbolea kuzi. Na ilikuwa maajabu kwamba wakati hiyo kitu ilipelekwa bunge na wabunge 144 walipitisha Linduri achunguliwe. Alafu hao wakapitisha ya kwamba kuna kamati iliundwa. Hapo ndiye nilijua hiyo maneno imeisha. Kwa sababu wabunge wachache kuwa compromise ni rahisi sana. Lakini ile kitu cha maajabu ni wabunge ambao wanatoka sehemu wanakusa mahindi sana. Hasa Kitale, Bungoma, Kericho, Uasin Gishu. Lakini siwezi nikawalaumu wabunge sana. Ninawalaumu wale waliwachagua wabunge kupitia kwa chama. Walikuwa wakiimba chama sana. Ninavyoongea sasa, mbolea ya majani chai, wakulima wameweka mbolea kwa chai yao. Baada ya muda kidogo, hiyo mbolea iliisha haraka sana, kwa sababu KDDA wameanza kupitisha mbolea yao kupitia kwa National Cereals and Produce Board. Sasa ningependa niseme ya kwamba chochote ambayo inaendelea Kenya hii, wale watu wanahusika sana ni viongozi wa chama cha Kenya Kwanza. Hasa kiongozi wao wakati wa uongozi wa Moi, chochote kikitokea, Moi alikuwa anawatoa mtu haraka sana. Lakini hii sasa ninawajua wabunge wale wamepiga kura. Paka kuna kitu chochote ambayo imetoka kwa kiongozi wa chama cha Kenya Kwanza. That is why hao wabunge wamesema Linduri hajapatikana na makosa. Ni jukumu la wakulima. Hasa wale wa Uasin Gishu, mimi ni wa majani chai sana. Wale wa Uasin Gishu, wabunge wao wameuza hawa kwa bei nafuu. Kwa sababu hakuna kitu ambayo inaweza fanyika bunge bila kiongozi wa chama, party leadership. So kwa hivyo mimi nasema kwamba hii maneno ya kupembereza corruption katika Kenya, nilisema ya kwamba hata hii kusanya ushuru ni kama mtu ambaye anakamua maziwa kwa ndoo ile metobolewa chini. Hata waweke kiasi gani kwa hiyo ndoo, haitachaa kwa sababu chini metobolewa. Kwa hivyo corruption katika Kenya, wakulima wanasema mahindi imekuwa mzuri. Mahindi imekuwa mzuri kwa sababu ya mvua. Lakini ile mbolea wameleta ni mbolea kuzi. Sasa kwa hivyo sasa Linduri alitangaza mapema ya kwamba hakuna kitu kitafanyika kwa hii maneno ya mbolea kwake, kwa sababu anajua anawakutana na kiongozi wa chama cha Kenya Kwanza. Sasa ninawasi wabunge ni jukumu sasa la raia waende kwa ground, waulize hao wabunge, wewe ulipiga kura wapi? Kama walipiga kura kusupport Linduri 2027, waende nyumbani.
Listening to that elder, he's talking the truth as it is without beating about the bush. The fake fertilizer has clearly affected crop production across the nation, and more so in the Kalenjin Rift Valley and on the mountain, whose elected leaders have saved Mithika Linturi. Most farmers bought those fertilizers upon realizing that they were fake. They could not use them, and they had no other money to go buy new fertilizer. So on that basis alone, you are seeing that a good majority were affected. And some might have also used that fake fertilizer without knowing it was fake. And just as that elders explained, in Aisha Raka, so it will not achieve the intended role. And that is clearly going to affect crop production. And it's also going to affect soil in that it's going to kill some micronutrients from the soil. In the long run, that land or that soil will become less productive. So again, there, farmers will go at a loss, and already they are going at a loss. The irony of it, the members of parliament who should be defending the people have decided to defend the government and the rogue government officials. I think nature is punishing those who voted for William Ruto seriously. The two areas of the Kalenjin and the mountain, they mostly depend on agriculture. In fact, agriculture is their main economic activity, the mountain and the Kalenjin Rift Valley. And now if you look at what is happening, they are being sold to fake fertilizer instead of their elected leaders talking on their behalf. They are defending the person who has sold them the fake fertilizer. My people perish for lack of knowledge. You are seeing clearly that a section of the country are perishing for lack of knowledge. If they can't gain that knowledge now, they will continue perishing. As much as they think they're in government, that government is not helping them with anything. If at all, that government is just oppressing them, using them to actually enrich themselves as the leaders. They are using the people. The elders also talked about high taxation. Kenyans are big taxed, but there are some holes down there. Kuna mashimo. According to Auditor General's report, Kenya has been losing a third of its annual budget to corruption. That's what Kenya has been losing. Corruption never started with Ruto. It has been there. But upon William Ruto coming in, corruption has increased. Corruption is now more frequent in Kenya than it was in the previous governments. William Ruto, instead of addressing the loopholes, he has increased taxes on Kenyans. So taxes have been increased, but down there are holes. Kenyans are being taxed, but the taxes are living through those holes. In that the taxes are only benefiting a few individuals in government, those who are close to power. And we have even seen just recently, about 2 days now, there was that debate and investigation on Mithika Linturi. There was that House committee that was formed to investigate him. Instead of that committee investigating Mithika Linturi, they wanted to be bought. They wanted to be given money to clear Mithika Linturi. Each one of them, the 7 who saved Mithika Linturi, those ones from Kenya Kwanza, they went home Kenya shillings 5 million richer. The poor hustler there in Rift Valley on the mountain, that poor farmer eh, is left suffering. Poor crop production, while these members of parliament have just pocketed 5 million Kenya shillings each. I just hope Kenyans should be listening to us here. Any person supporting Ruto's government, that's a person who should be rejected at the ballot. That's a person not serving the interests of Kenyans, at least from these ones we have seen. In fact, these ones are the worst. Kenyans should make sure they get rid of these members of parliament. Because with this crop of members of parliament, then this country is just going down the drain. They are working very hard in making sure they kill this country. And also, if you look at what is happening, I've always maintained, and this is something I keep on repeating in my videos, the buck stops with the Ruto. Ruto is everything here. If there is any corruption in Kenya Kwanza government, Ruto knows about that. Ruto's rule is different from the previous presidents Kenya has ever had. The previous presidents were at least giving their government officials time to work and that freedom to work. Ruto is not giving these cabinet secretaries that freedom. Everything has to be sanctioned at State House, Nairobi. No cabinet secretary, no PS, no ministry can award a big tender. These tenders involving millions or even billions of Kenya shillings without State House approval. And in most occasions, those tenders do end up as ghost projects where taxpayers' money in a tune of billions and millions are being lost to such tenders. So the buck stops with the Ruto. He is the problem, ladies and gentlemen. And as long as he's still holding that office, we are going to see more of this. He's clearly the problem. Let me stop it there. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you.